like to react. I'll tell you, I'll put you two things that I've heard. There's been a complaint which has been filed out there in Ghaziabad, and the second has been that there is some sort of a warrant out for the promoters at the company.
Well, I'd like to. So firstly, thanks for giving me this opportunity. It's very clear from the pattern that this is a motivated attempt to discredit the company. If you've seen what's been happening over the past 1.5 months, there appears to be shades of corporate warfare, some kind of mafia that is behind trying to do corporate extortion. And it is very strange how when something is being already looked into by the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, which is the right ministry to look into matters of this kind, how in some part of the country somebody can essentially go and register an FIR without any evidence, which is completely baseless. This is something that I think the investors at large must look into this. I think it's very important that all of us must expose the vested interests that are behind it.
Fair enough.
For instance, I can't go to some part of the country and register a FIR against any good corporation saying that I fear that something wrong with the accounts. This is not a matter that the police should be looking into. This is a sophisticated matter that the Ministry of Corporate Affairs is empowered to look into it. And we have written to the Minister of Corporate Affairs today, we've written to the Finance Minister to make sure that these kind of market manipulation tactics are not encouraged, and there's something very strict done to these market manipulators who are behind this.
Shantanu, just a very quick point, just to get, the first basic two things out of the way. You have personally not heard of any such complaint which has been made. I get your point that, anybody is free to go out there and do whatever they please, but you have not heard any sort of, complaint being registered anywhere, or perhaps a warrant. You've not heard anything?
No, not at all. And that's exactly what I'm saying. This is not a matter where, somebody can simply go and lodge an FIR and get something out. This is, you've been in the markets for years. This is clearly a tactic for someone to essentially discredit the company.
And you're saying that you have written, after hearing all these rumors, to the Ministry of Finance and Corporate Affairs Ministry? Exactly.
Once we heard all these rumors, we have immediately written to them that please take instant action in this matter.
As a promoter, where do you think most of this is coming from? Do you think it's the market? Do you think it's perhaps some other corporates, really trying to spread these kind of rumors? What's your sense? Because it's been going on for some time now.
Yeah, it could be all of these or any of these put together. I would also like to mention that we also wrote to NSE. In fact, we had a personal meeting with the National Stock Exchange saying that please for a little while take our stock off the futures market, because essentially the futures market is being used as a tool for some of these people to do these market manipulative activities. Essentially, the modus operandi is to build a large short position and then float rumors to discredit the stock.
And when was this meeting, Shantanu?
This was about 1.5 to 2 weeks back.
And what was the response you got? Because as you said...
So they said we'll look into it, we are looking into it. We got an encouraging response from SEBI. SEBI confirmed that they are probing into the market manipulation activities in Educomp, and we only urge that they should get to the root of this issue really soon.
Because, there has been a very large difference between the futures and the cash price, where the futures reflects a very weak sort of outlook. The cash price has been still holding out there. Very wide divergence.
Exactly, and that is, it's apparent to everybody how this entire game is being played.
What is this Superman? Shantanu, just a very quick, question. What's your plan ahead as you go forward? What do you plan to do from here?
Well, we are extremely transparent. We have told the Ministry of Corporate Affairs, we've told SEBI, please come and have a look at what we have, and eventually the truth is absolutely going to come out. These market manipulation tactics or pressure tactics cannot last forever. Unfortunately, we are the victim of it today. Tomorrow somebody else is going to be the victim of it. So I think that the companies in India have to come together and speak with one voice against what's happening. It's not simply about Educomp. There's a bigger corporate picture out here that we must all be very cognizant of.